Hi, I'm Mel.
Hi, I'm Adine. Together we're Hustlin' Hooks. We've been reselling for over 3 years, and we know the pitfalls, and we understand the struggles other resellers community members face. We face them too.
Which is why we are so pumped to finally announce that we'll be releasing the Flipped app in January 2023. Flipped was originally just an idea that we had of wanting to create a tool that helped resellers better their business, grow their profits, and was easy to understand, use, and was convenient. After over a year of building with our partner Shane, it's honestly hard to believe that it's finally coming together.
It's been a long, long time, that's for sure. Flipped is an evolution of our spreadsheet that we've offered since 2019. And due to its popularity, we've turned it into an app. It has all the familiar tools like inventory and sales tracking and so much more.
Here are some of the features to expect. Inventory management.
Simply add, mark as sold, scratch, delete, edit all of your inventory, all from your device.
Performance bar.
This is a great tool for all sellers, especially solo sellers. Our performance bar will rate you from being a hoarder to becoming a professional seller based on your metrics. This is a great one-of-a-kind feature only available on Flipped.
7-day sales chart.
Like the eBay daily chart, but this one includes all platforms and none of the confusing attributes like eBay, right? Those numbers never make any sense. And this one will include all of your platforms all in one.
Auto net profit calculations.
Let the app do the math. You do the fun stuff like running your business and treasure hunting.
Report summary.
Pretty straightforward. All your data in one place, including sales by platform and sales by category.
2, 3, 4, 5. Expense tracking.
Businesses cost money to run. This is not any different from reselling businesses. Track all your expenses in one easy app.
Custom goal tracking.
Start the new year off right. Create your own custom goals, edit them, keep track of them. Forget the pens and paper and whiteboards. Do it all within the app.
Death pile analysis.
We understand death piles. We do. That's why we dedicate an entire feature just to death pile management. Here you can look at your most expensive items in your death pile, shine a bright light on it, and convert all of that into sales and profits.
Aging inventory report.
A quick glance at aging listed inventory so that you can convert stagnant old listings into cash.
Live chat help.
With us, we're going to be there with live chat, all within the app with tons of how-to and understanding articles, plus us live in the chat.
I need another finger.
Oh, sorry.
Data exporting.
It's your data. So at any time, you can export all of your data, your sales, your inventory, and do whatever you wish with it. These are just some of the starting features of Flipped, and we're already working on major updates, including direct communications from eBay, so all of your sales are automatically updated on the Flipped app.
So like we mentioned, this is all going to be available starting in January 2023 for all Android and iOS devices. It's $9.99 a month, which includes a 7-day free trial, so you can see how awesome it is for yourself. You can also follow the official Flipped Instagram account, which is at get_flipped, which is FLIPPD, to stay on top of like official releases, news, everything like that.
And ask any questions. Any questions that we don't answer to or don't get to here in this live broadcast, please just come on over to Get Flipped on Instagram and ask those questions there. And like Melinda said, follow that page so you can get all the update information. Let me show you a quick app tour. I know this is going to be a little bit awkward because of the whole angle of the camera, but that way I can show you what it's all about, what it looks like. A lot more information is coming. This is just the introduction, the announcement. And then after my quick tour, we'll just open it up for live Q&A. We're here for roughly 40 minutes today. So as people filter in and out, please feel free to ask any questions that you have. And just a quick thank you to everyone that's joined us so far. I'm not able to keep up with all of the chat right now, but we will in just a moment. So once you log in, let's see if this will focus somehow on a nice angle. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe this is going to be a failure. Let's see. Whoa, oh, 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 almost. No. No, it's not going to catch it. Oh, wait, on an angle it might.
Oh.
This is really weird. Sorry, this is
face out of there.
we didn't test this part of it. All right. Well, we're going to have to make a separate video doing a product tour because I don't think it's going to catch it. But anyhow, if you can't see it, which I don't think you can. Sorry, Melinda, I'm blocking.
Lower, I think they meant to say brightness on the screen.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Thank you so much. This is
stickers.
This is why this is why we have
That's why we have Shane.
Yeah, we have a wonderful partner that understands technology a lot better than we do. So once you log in, this is going to be your home page. On the top, you're going to be seeing simple counters that include all of your information about your business. So all your listed items, unlisted items, scratched items, death pile items. You have your performance bar right here that rates you from hoarder to professional seller. And like I mentioned, that 7-day chart is right there. A lot easier and simpler to understand than one, rather than the one on eBay, which is very complex and confusing because it talks about shipping and taxes and all that nonsense all at once. Over on the inventory screen, you're going to see all of your items that are listed, and you can filter up here. You can see your sold items, listed items, scratched items, unlisted items, death pile items with super quick, easy filters. So for example, if I tap on listed, it's just going to pull up all the listed items. If I go to more and I look at death pile, it's going to show me all my death pile items. Within every single item, you're going to have item-specific information, including when you acquired it, how much you paid for it, so on and so forth. Once you sell it, you'll actually see all of the information for your sold items here as well. For example, this item netted us a $8.32 profit, and it has all of your information all in once. The add button is super simple. So I go to a garage sale, I go anywhere to buy anything. I snap a quick picture, quick brief description, add my information, and I can choose to add it as unlisted, listed, or sold. Oh, go ahead. Over on the reports page, all of your reports are going to be all in one place. This is all the data you can export. Towards the bottom, you're going to have your sales by quarter. If you continue to scroll, your sales by platform are going to be displayed alongside with how much money you've sold on each platform. And you also have it by category. Here you can expand it and see all your categories at the bottom as well. On the more page, we have more. We have expense tracking right here, so you can track all of your expenses all in one place. We also have your goals. So here I have 3 simple goals that I wrote for myself for the new year. I can manage them here. Aging inventory, a quick glance of all of my inventory and how old it is, so I can address those items that are older so that I can turn them into cash. Death pile, a whole feature just dedicated to death pile. So how many items are in death pile, how much money you have tied up in it. Raise your hand virtually if you know right now how much money you actually have invested in your death pile. This app will help you with that because that's something that a lot of resellers just don't do very well, including us. Here you also see the estimated time it'll take you to process all of it and an approximate value alongside with your 3 most valuable items and your oldest 3 items as well, all in one snapshot. And you can toggle out of here, go to your death pile and manage those items. You can customize it all, of course. You can customize your platforms and your categories. You can export all of your data. And finally, live chat, no problem. You can enter the help center here by tapping simply and reading all of the how-to-do articles and understanding the app articles that we've written. Still more to come. And you can also live chat with us at any time. We're not going to be available 24 hours a day, but we'll be available during regular business hours, especially at the start. And you can talk to us here and we'll walk you through everything. So that's the quick tour. Like I said, we're going to make a ton of content in regards of all the features. We just wanted to answer any initial questions. And we're here for you, so please ask them.
Yep. So
go ahead.
That's a good one. With the photos, can it pull from existing photos in your library?
Yes, it can. Simple. Yep. So you can. So imagine yourself in a scenario. You are at an estate sale. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no real good connection. You're down there. You found 5 things that you wanted to flip. Instead of taking out a notepad and writing down, this was a vintage blah, 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 and I paid $3. And this is a collection of this. I paid $10. Pull out the app, take a snap, one quick photo so that you remember what the item is. Quick description, how much you paid for it, bank it as unlisted, and then when you start processing, work straight out of the app, so you already have that draft created.
Yeah, and then you don't have to wait till you get home too, because I think sometimes, like once you get it home, you get it unpacked, and you're just like, now it's sitting there, and it's not on your radar anymore. That used to happen to us. I mean, we still have stuff in our garage that we haven't listed. So when it's on your phone or when it's on something that's like you're looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, I should probably list that.
Exactly. And just quickly, A death pile item in our terms, we consider it as an item that's been unlisted for over 30 days. After 30 days, it will get that death pile, the skull icon next to it. So that item now is of urgency, right? An item that you need to process. Otherwise, you just have dead cash flow.
So if you have any questions, go ahead. Now would be the time to ask them.
Yeah, please.
So I have to say, like, my favorite feature is not necessarily death pile. It's when you put in your sales, so you have all your reports right there. It's just doing all the reporting for you.
Yeah.
Instead of like sitting down and like typing them in every day.
Yep. So another couple of really like sneaky features that we have in there. Every single time that you add an item, let's say you found an item 5 days ago and you just decided to put it as an unlisted item today, it will actually tell you how long you've had it. Once you list it, it's an aging item, so you'll be able to glance at its age. And then once you sell it, it'll also give you a 0 out of 5-star rating based off of the return on investment per item. So you'll see your net profit on the top right away next to a star rating. We thought that was kind of a fun new way to rate yourself and see how you're doing, especially if you're selling a bunch of everything and you want to see what your actual net profit is per item.
Question from Fireball Flippers: is there a place on the app that you can mark where items are listed if you cross list?
Absolutely.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. So let me see if I can display this real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and grab an item that's unlisted. So in this case, it's this vintage New York Giants. Not a great team. Not a fan of the Giants. I don't like them at all. Go Vikings. Go ahead and I'm going to change this to listed. So I'm going to go ahead and tap listed. It gives me a small pop-up window in the middle. And here it's going to give me all of my platforms. And you can customize this platform list if you don't use Amazon or Kittison or Etsy. You can just go ahead and customize to the ones you use. I'm going to go ahead and mark this as local, Mercari, and eBay. And then go ahead and list it. And then when I go to my listed items, it actually will show you right underneath it where you have it listed. Right there. And then once you click into it, it'll give you more of that data or more of those item specifics. Great question.
So I think Christy Wilson and I think Globo Jim, I think those questions are the same. Do you export those into eBay out of listing / turn that draft into a live listing without starting from scratch?
So right now, no. In the future, that's what we're working on. I don't like over-promising certain features, but I want you guys to know that the two main features that we are working on already for the first major update is the integration of the back end into eBay. So there used to be a product called Auction Professor, I think it's called, and they discontinued that product where all of your sales are automatically collected from eBay on an Excel spreadsheet. We will be doing a very similar thing here where all of your sales from eBay will live feed into your app, so you don't have to do that manually. We're going to attempt to do that with all the other platforms as well, one at a time, starting with eBay, because our goal is to create something that's fast, that's smart and automated, so you do the minimum amount of clicking and typing around, and it's all in the power of your palm.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually cross-post. I think somebody else asked that.
That's the second feature. That's the second major feature is that we do want to build in a cross-listing software inside of Flipped.
Does it work on a PC?
Not currently. So right now it's going to be Android devices and iOS devices to start. So Apple and Android. There will be limitations on types of devices and how old the devices are. So just be mindful of that. We will release all that official information once it's available. We're going to start with the major newer phones. Then we're going to make sure that we have enough of a net to capture all types of devices, including your Android tablets and your iPad, so that you can do this in a larger screen. In the future, we're going to look into Mac OS and PC versions of it as well.
But you can always export your data, and then you could look at it on a PC. It wouldn't be like the format of the app online or anything like that.
Correct.
Does it pull sales data from the platforms?
So right now at the beginning, it's going to be manual. And like I just mentioned, we're going to work on integrating all those features in the future.
Cost to use, $9.99 a month.
With a 7-day free trial. So the download is free and everyone that downloads it can use it for free for the first 7 days, see how awesome it is, and then provide some feedback to us too if there are some things that you don't like about it. After the 7-day trial, it'll be $9.99 per month, and you can cancel that at any time. Just one thing I wanted to add. If you do decide to cancel, you take your data with you, right? So the data is always yours. The only reason we're going to collect your data is for how to improve our app. We'll never sell your data to anyone else. It's just going to be for us so we can improve the user experience, but it's always your data, and you can read that in our service and term agreement policies. And again, export it at any time, save it, back it up, do as you wish.
When you add an item, is there a place to add where you sourced it?
Yes, in the notes. There's a note section on the bottom. You can write in whatever you'd like, especially where you sourced it. Any notes, maybe contact information if you found it from a local supplier or someone you just met, whatever you want.
Your cousin wants to know if he can use it on his Blueberry.
Yes, you can. Yeah, Blueberry, just for you. We're going to make Blackberry. Yes, and your original slide, I think, from Motorola.
I knew what he meant. I thought he was saying Blueberry as a joke. I was going to say Strawberry. Can you export it to your 2023 version spreadsheet?
Yeah, so that's what we're working on right now. There will be an import function where you can take, there has to be a certain format. We're still figuring this part out. But for right now, what we'll be able to do is take data from an Excel spreadsheet and convert it into the app and upload it. So our partner, Shane, has been working there's been a tremendous effort in getting that finished. And I think we're 99% there. There's someone that asked about beta testing. Yep, we've been testing this for months now, and we will continue to test it until launch.
And honestly, we're still going to be doing after, because we're still going to be behind the scenes working on other stuff. So this is just really the first version of this app. So a lot of these things that you guys are asking about, we already have that on our list of things that we want to do.
Yeah, the important part from what we've learned in developing an app is let's say you have all these great ideas, 50 of them, and then you just keep getting more and more ideas. Now you have 75 ideas. The problem with that is that you never get the initial product launch because you have all these ideas you're trying to implement. So we want to make sure that the infrastructure is strong, which we do believe it is. We're going to continue to test, and we're not going to become stagnant. This thing is going to be an evolution. Month after month, year after year, we're going to continue to make this thing the best and the only reseller app that resellers need.
So chat asks.
So how about I read it and you answer it? So if I sell 30 items in one day, I have to manually go out into the app and find those 30 items and mark them as sold correct. There's not an easier way to do this. So go ahead.
Yeah, that's correct for now. I think that ties into, the cross-posting and the back-end features. Once we can integrate those smoothly and we're confident in that, that could potentially change. But yes, right now you go in and you mark it sold, and then you pick what platform, and then it can automatically figure out your fees that you pay on there and put in all of that sales data and create your report.
Yep. And then the other part too is once we figured out the import version of this. So let's say you're eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. I know for a fact eBay and Poshmark have export tools. So you could, let's say you are a mega seller on Poshmark, like you sell 100 things a day on Poshmark. You can export that data, and then we'll be able to figure out how to import that data and get it inside of the app. Did you just block someone or report someone? Was someone rude?
No fees.
Oh, free live girls chat. That's not us.
That's definitely not us.
Not us. Sorry for the spam.
So Globo Gym, once I list an item, does it automatically remove it from the death pile section? Yeah. So you basically once you put the item into the app, you're going to move it just fluidly through each process. So you don't have to create a different listing in each step. You start with one listing, and then you swipe to mark it listed. Yeah. And then it'll ask, list price, things like that, which platforms you have it on. And then once it sells, then it's going to move it to the solds, or if you scratch it, things like that. Yeah.
So let me show you. So we just listed this this Vikings New York Giants leather jacket. I'm just going to swipe. I'm going to swipe. Sorry, it's hard to do this by looking here and looking there. So I'm going to tap, hold, and swipe. You see how that sold comes out? And now I'm simply going to tap on sold, fill in my information, and it's going to move it to sold. Now let's say that I made a mistake here. I'm going to swipe the other way, and I can delete it or scratch it. The difference between scratch and delete are very simple. Once I delete it, the record is wiped for 7 days. You can always recover your recently deleted in case you deleted something by mistake. But if I scratch it, it doesn't get erased from my history. It actually moves it into an accounting category called scratched total goods, because I invested money into that. I paid $25 for that jacket. I got it home. I noticed that the back is totally ripped off. I can't sell it or salvage it. Those $25 are not a loss. They're part of your business and they go against your net profits, and you're not going to get taxed on it. So you scratch an item, it saves it as scratched item. You account for that $25, you move on to the next one. Delete it just means, hey, I made a mistake, whatever. But you can scratch any item and save that accounting information. On your reports, on the top, you're going to see your net adjusted profit, your cost of goods unsold, and your cost of goods scratched here. So, for example, you saw that I misspoke and said 25. It's actually $20. It already updated it there. So that $20 is captured for accounting purposes, for tax purposes.
Fireball Flippers asked a really good question. Will there be an easy way to get all my inventory into the app?
Yep, that's the import feature we're working on. Yes. So I can't promise right now when that's going to be available. It'll be available hopefully within the first week after release. So for now, for the beginning, most likely you'll email it directly to us. We're going to write a script for it, and we're going to import it directly into the app so you don't have to start from scratch.
Yep. Yeah, because we realize that's going to be a big thing, right? For people with hundreds of listings.
Including us.
Oh, yeah. So that's a lot of time.
The nice part about this tool is that we're really developing it for us, right? But we're also sharing it with everyone else because we're going to be using this too. So all those questions you guys have, like, well, I already have 500 things listed in 2022. I'm going to sit there and do 500 entries. No, we're going to write a script. It'll take a little bit of time, get it imported automatically. Good to go. Now you can start the new year off right.
If I click sold, can I change the price they paid for a best offer?
Yes, you can. You can also make adjustments. So I simply find any item in here that's under the sold category. So for example, this moose jaw puffer here, I'm going to go ahead and swipe it and notice that black box that comes up as an adjustment. Let's say you offered a partial return. The old way of doing this is figuring out where that item is, figuring out how much you gave them, figuring out the actual adjusted net profit. Here, I'm just going to tap on adjusted. I'm going to type in how much I'm adjusting it for. So let's say the customer wasn't happy. I gave them $7 back. Type in $7, hit adjustments, tap into it, and you're going to see adjustments right on the screen here. Obviously, it lowers me to a 1 star. I didn't make any money here. In fact, I only made a $1.32 profit, but the customer at least is happy and they have a damaged moose jaw jacket.
Will it matter if we use your spreadsheet currently? I currently just use a plain Excel. It doesn't matter.
It won't. The script will, or there'll be back and forth from our potential new users like yourself. So you'll be sending me your version. I'm going to send you a script. You're going to edit it to the best of your ability to follow our script. Once the script is done, email it back to me. We import it. You're good to go.
Search item section. Yep, you can search for your items.
Yeah, easily. So here I'm just going to type in AE1. 1 second. AE-1. That's not 2. There's a 1. And it's going to pull up all listings, all in any category, any item with its term AE1 in it. For example, this camera. It's an AE1.
The website. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. That was a lot of Melinda's work and a lot of artificial intelligence.
Creating. Yeah, thank you, robots.
Thanks, robots. Thank you, Shane, and thank you, robots. That's for sure. Yeah, we're excited. So this is a good time for us to talk a little bit about the origin story of all this. And please, I want you guys to ask more and more questions. This video will be available so that if you didn't catch it live, it'll be available for you, including the first minute and a half failure of us not understanding there's a sticker over our camera up here. But now we know.
Are you able to have more than one store linked?
No.
Well,
not at this time. For eBay specifically?
But if you signed up with 2 different emails,
no,
because it goes on your phone.
Nope, it'll be one for the beginning. It'll be 1 user per 1 email per 1 store. If you have multiple stores, let's say you run 5 eBay stores with 5 different categories, you can export all 5, and then we can link up all of your information. However, for live feeding, for the beginning, it'll be just 1 store. And that's something we're going to have to look into and see what the overall demand is for people that are using multiple stores. And we'll go from there. And this is, again, a great reason for you guys to go on Instagram right now and follow @GetFlipped. That's GET_FLIPPD on Instagram. So you can keep up with us of all the official releases and ask any specific questions that we didn't get to answer here.
multiple workers on multiple devices?
Not at this time. It'll be one per. And again, that's something we can explore in the future. If you were, let's say, a larger operation with 5 or 6 employees, in the future, we will look into options where you can have multiple logins for one account. Mm-hmm. Great questions, by the way.
Yeah. Can you, add that link to the description? Yes, you can.
Yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm. 2 separate devices for 2 stores and 2 separate. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if
Adine and I, we could each have separate. He could do like our original store, the Hustle and Hooks, eBay, and then I could have our current store on my phone. That's.
I like how you held my shoulder to that explanation. I appreciate that. I felt very secure. Yeah, thank you again, everyone, with all the kind words and messages. I haven't had a chance to look at any of the chat stuff. I've been blabbering a lot, per usual. Melinda, you're doing a great job going through all of those. Please use this opportunity to ask questions if you have any. And we're here for another 13 minutes or so we're happy to answer them.
Yeah, we're just kind of pumped that it's actually coming together. It's just kind of really random because like when Adine did the spreadsheet, he was like, yeah, someday it would be really cool to have it as an app. And then
we met Shane.
Now here we are.
Yeah. So let's talk about our origin story just briefly. So I ended up answering a advertisement on Facebook Marketplace for a used Nintendo Wii and some video games. I saw that it was under market value with some profitable video games in the bundle. I contacted the random gentleman that had it for sale. His name was Shane. I say, hey, is this still available? Yes, it is. Here's my address. I go to pick it up. We'll have to find this clip because Melinda took a video of me because I looked so goofy. I was like
he was in his like sweatpants and like a basic t-shirt. It probably had stains on it or something. Yeah. And he's walking out of this like beautiful home, just like.
Yeah, it was awesome. So we didn't know that was the beginning of Flipped. I walk in, Shane, a very welcoming, very nice person. He had it all set up. He's like, go ahead and test it. I gave him the old, hey, I trust you. You have it listed as working. Is it working? He said, yes. It's like, great. He asked me what I did. And this is where I tell people all the time. You have to tell people what you do because you never know the opportunities and doors you can open. I told him, hey, this is what I do. I buy undervalued items. I resell them online. I make a profit doing so. Gave him the spiel. Said, hey, if you have more stuff, here's my contact info. He said, great, I do. I have this baseball card and this other random stuff. We contacted each other again. I went over to look at more stuff. And then I asked him, like, well, what do you do? And he's like, well, I'm in software. He gave me a quick over my head explanation of what he does for a living. I said, that's great. I wrote a spreadsheet template.
I have to be honest, a lot of what Shane explains to me is over my head.
Yeah,
but
for sure. So I thought like, well, Excel is kind of a software thing. And Shane's like, have you ever thought about building an app out of it? And I'm like, yes, but I'm not ready. I wouldn't even know where to start. Fast forward a year and a half later, he's now our partner. He holds a large equity stake in the, in the business, in the app himself, which is wonderful because we have somebody, on our team that's going to be there with us for the years to come. It's not like
and
we
wants
just
it to succeed.
Exactly.
That's a really important thing. It's not just some random company that's just like, well,
Yeah, we didn't just
got our money, we're out.
Yeah, we didn't hire a random company and said like, well, here's $30,000, build me an app, and said, great, here you go. So that part is great. I'm really excited about that for sure.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's the origin story.
Yeah. We'll make announcements on Instagram, on YouTube, anywhere that we can to announce when it's actually ready for download, for sure. Yep. But January 2023.
Right now, the date is the 1st.
Yeah, start of the year.
We're spending New Year's with Shane. This is kind of our headquarters at his home office. We'll be there to launch it. And we'll celebrate New Year's live on YouTube and launch the app all at the same time. So it's really nerve-wracking, but really exciting. Is Mel on a booster seat, or are you sitting on the floor to match heights? No, we actually became really wealthy, and I cut off my legs so that I could kiss her a lot easier.
I was gonna say
it hurts my back to kiss her.
Yeah. No, we raised our office desk because I was sitting for like 4 or 5 hours a day, and it was just like awful and horrible. So we lifted it up.
And yes, I'm sitting.
It has like the capability to come up and be a standing desk, but not like smoothly go up and down. So then we just moved a bar chair over. So that's what he's sitting on, and I'm actually standing.
Yeah. She's shorter than me while I'm sitting.
Well, you're on a tall chair.
What is the date of release? I missed the first few minutes. January 1st or midnight of the 31st, New Year. Let's see. Very interested. Great story. Thank you.
Vested interest. That means he has a
vested interest. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Haha, am I showing as joy or are you teasing me? Oh, that's a conversation you guys are having with one another. Hoping this is the beginning of a great thing for you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been we've worked every single day heavily for the last 4 months or so without break. So it's been a
lot of hours.
It's been a lot of hours.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of late nights. It's been a lot of learning. It's amazing. Shane, our partner, has been wonderful. He's figured out some things that we wouldn't even know where to begin to figure out. And a couple of days ago, he actually yelled at me. He's like, you have to stop asking me how much work something is. Tell me exactly what you want and I'll make it work. And I'm just like, sorry. And then I was like, is it possible to do this? And he's like, stop saying that. Just tell me what you want. And so it's been really good to just build this tool for resellers, right? Our tagline, it's like, we built by resellers for resellers because we understand what this thing is, right? 3.5 years of experience reselling, we get it. And we definitely get the taxes and all that fun stuff. The other thing I'll add as a future feature that we're working on with our local CPA is to get all the exports in a beautiful way, a beautiful template. So it's super easy for our CPA to read it. And so that in the future, when you're ready to do taxes, you just simply export, it's tax ready. You give it to your accountant, and for the first time ever, a reseller is going to go into an accounting firm or CPA and be ready, right? Because that's a huge pain, and that causes a lot of fear and a lot of pain in a lot of resellers around the country, and we're one of them.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get like people using it to see, it working in real life.
Right.
So
for sure,
that's exciting.
Yeah. Few more minutes live, so please, if you have any more questions, we're very happy to chat and answer them. Looks like roughly 90 people are currently live with us here, so thank you to every one of you that's joined us, filtered in and out. If you missed the beginning of this, again, it will all be available as a video you can watch on our YouTube channel. We will also continue to make YouTube shorts. We're going to make TikTok content around it too. We're going to make Instagram content around it. So we're going to do our best to continue to share all of this information with you guys, regardless of what social media platform you're on.
Yeah, but if you are on Instagram, we're putting up like constant polls and stuff because we've taken a lot of advice already, a lot of answers from the community of like, what makes sense here? What do you want to see here? Because you can sort of sometimes like get in your own bubble of like, well, this is what I want it for. But it's been interesting with a product like this because it's like, well, we're trying to make this for, hopefully thousands of people where, we want it to work for them and it should have the things that they want to see. So it's going to continue to sort of be a collaboration with the reseller community and what we're able to do.
Yeah, we want your feedback, right? So that's a great place to share ideas, share thoughts, figure out what you like, what you don't like, and give us that feedback because that's going to help us make a better product. And usually if one person suggests something, there's probably another few hundred that are like, oh yeah, that would be great. So please continue to give us that information.
Will the export be digital so I can email it to my accountant?
Absolutely. Yeah, it actually works already. We're going to fine tune it. But once you export, so you just simply go to your settings. And on the bottom here, you can see export, inventory, expenses, and reporting. So that's all down here. And then once you export it, it just goes to a CVS file. So it's really hard to, there we go, to do this backwards. And I'm going to go ahead and select Gmail, and it's just going to send it to the email that you're on. There's the file, and it already works. So you just export it, and then you can customize it and do as you wish. Right now, it's a pretty basic template, but we're going to, like I said, work on making sure that template is really easy to read.
No more need for QuickBooks, maybe? I mean, that's kind of the goal.
That's the goal. It's the QuickBooks for resellers, right? We wanted to make something specific to our ever-growing community. I mean, the reselling market is just going to continue to grow, and we want something that's not so much like high-level calculus analysis and business and numbers and data. We want something interactive and fun. We want something that you guys enjoy going on to. We already have a whole plethora of items that we're going to build in to make the app more interactive, so it can give you the hustle and hook high five after you achieve certain goals and push you towards making sales and do suggestions and hints and keep track of what you're doing. All of these things that, let's say, the app Peloton does right now, which is to continuously interact with its users to make sure you're staying on top of your fitness. In this case, the fitness of your business, right? That's what we want to build, and this is just the foundation, the building blocks for that.
Yeah, and then Jen Brez 70 gave us an idea for our next app, which is a resellers dating app.
Yeah, we're not going to do that, but if you want to put reseller in
so
your
often though, like how resellers are like, you know, it'd be so much easier to.
I brought this idea to you a long time ago too, and you're like, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
I was like,
all right, any more questions before we say bye bye?
Faxes.
Will you accept faxes of inventory to import? Yes. Resell Dojo. That's a great question. You can actually fax it to 1-800-2023 app, and we'll just write it out, and then we'll type it all for you, and then we'll just easily import it. Actually, mail it handwritten to us.
Sounds like you're volunteering for that.
I think so.
Is this taking the place of your spreadsheet?
For 2023, for 2023, I will be releasing a basic version of the spreadsheet. I'm no longer going to offer the pro version of it because it got too complex. I want to do the same format as the basic, offer it at a very similar price, and hopefully you guys decide one day to get away from the spreadsheet and join us on the app. If not, you can obviously just use the spreadsheet, and if that works, great. If not, we'll be there for you.
Will there be a thumbs up flashing on the screen when I finish shipping? They're probably integrate that somewhere.
We can, similar to our Instagram. Yes, of course. We'll do something.
Do we want Jessica to grow up to be a reseller? I mean, I don't care what Jessica does as long as Jessica's happy.
Yeah, no, we're gonna give her the tools and the support and the environment to thrive in, and then whatever she decides to do, that's her.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's we're gonna show her how to do it, and I think it's a really great way to, you know, put her to make money when she's younger, for sure.
And just to teach her the basics of micro and macroeconomics and the real world.
Value of things. Definitely, it teaches you the value of things.
Sure. Gary asked something, and then he said, never mind, you just answered it. Perfect.
An empire figure. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
We're building something. Yeah. So I had this.
She wants to be a ballerina. She's really into dinosaurs right now. So
she might want to be a dinosaur. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever she wants. All right. Last couple of minutes. So any last minute questions before we sign off? Thank you again, everyone that's joined us. Almost 100 people in the live. Again, this video will be available after we're done. Important question: what kind of car did you get? A van?
It's an SUV.
Yeah, SUV. We got an SUV. So similar to a van, but not van. So again, thank you. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up on the video if you'd like to, and we'll catch you guys on the next one for sure. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all your support. I know the Instagram page has already over 600 people joining it. Let's see if that number has changed since the live broadcast. So again, for all the official stuff, go to Instagram. Munda, why don't you go ahead and tell the fine folks where to find us on Instagram?
Well, that would be at Hustlin' Hooks. Let me, that's no G. Do we have an underscore?
No, that's not Hustling Hooks.
Oh, the flipped app.
Yeah.
Oh, I already did.
No, do it again.
At Get Flipped. So that's get_flipped, and it's FLIPPD. Get Flipped.
Looks like we just crossed 700 people on there. So go ahead and follow that page. This is what it looks like. There's a little flipped logo in the top. You can see a little bit about the product, a little bit about us, our partners, all that stuff. So the official page is right here. Join it, follow along for all that fun new information.
Yeah, we have there's lots of holidays coming up. So Merry, whatever you celebrate, Festivus for the rest of us. I see somebody in there.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Enjoy the time with your family. And thank you again. I think this is time for us to sign off.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.